Hey girlfriend, today we're going to talk about the basics of Canva. If you don't already have an account, please make sure to sign up for one. You can sign up for a free account or a Canva Pro account. If you sign up for the free, you will be asked to do a Canva Pro trial, but for the most part, you really only need to have a free account. When you log in, you're first going to see this main dashboard area. And I want to go over a few things to get you a little bit more familiar with the items on the dashboard. So up at the top here, you're going to have your main Canva links, as well as your account settings and the create a design link. Now, if you want to start creating a design, you can click on this teal button, or you can come down here to the search bar and you can start typing, let's say a Facebook post. And boom, you have some suggestions on templates to choose from. Now, if I select one of these, it's going to open up the design dashboard, but I still want to show you some more elements here on the main dashboard. So as you can see, there's another area where you can create a design down here, and it actually gives you a more visual showing of the different templates they have and what they're going to look like. So you can kind of scroll through here and choose one. Or you can click on the custom dimensions here. Let's say you already know the width and height that you need. You can just type that in here. And you can either choose from pixels or inches, millimeters, centimeters. We're going to stick with the pixels for now. And then again, once I have typed that in, I can just click Create New Design. Now under the Create a Design, if you've already started designing, you're actually going to see some recent designs that you've created. So this just allows you to quickly go through the most recent designs you've done and click on them to open and start editing them again. If you scroll down some more, again, you have some more specific template items to choose from. And again, you can scroll through, or you can just click the See All to see more template designs available. Okay, so over here, you're gonna have the left sidebar, which again is going to have the recommended for you, all of your designs, your brand kit, your folders, and if you want to create teams, you can actually click here, but that's gonna be more of a paid feature and available under the Canva Pro. So let's go ahead and click on all your designs. Again, we saw on the recommended for you that there was a section that showed the recent designs. Now, under all of your designs, it's going to show everything. When you click on Brand Kit, this is going to be a place where you can actually upload logos, your brand colors, and your brand fonts. This is going to be really important for when you're creating your designs. So obviously, if you've purchased one of the templates in the Curated agent, then you're already going to have a brand board that gives you your logos, your brand colors, and your brand fonts. But to be able to actually access them on different designs and be able to quickly get your certain color or your fonts, then you're going to want to upload them here so that when no matter what template you have open or design that you have open, you can just quickly choose from these without having to go back to your brand board. Another option is all your folders. Now Canva, the free account will allow you to have up to 2 folders. And this is great for organizing. So you could have a folder for sellers and a folder for buyers. So if you have different designs or templates that are specific to one or the other, then you could organize them under folders. When you have the Pro account, you do have unlimited folders and subfolders. For this tutorial, I'm just going to click on the US letter document, which could be like a flyer or a presentation. So once you click on the template, you're going to open up to a blank canvas. And here I want to show you some of the items here before we get into the actual design. So up at the top, you have your main menu area. So if you click on File, here is where you can actually create a new design. You can show rulers, guides, margins, a print bleed, or you can click the save to a folder. You can make a copy, which is, let's say you have a template and you want to keep the main elements but change some of the text or change some of the colors, then you'd want to actually click this make a copy so that it duplicates your theme or your design without making any changes to this original. So another thing with the Canva Pro account is that you can actually quickly resize your templates to different sizes. So let's say, again, you have a design that you love, but you want to be consistent and create different designs out of that. You can click the resize button to, let's say, take one of your Facebook posts and create a Facebook cover out of it. Up here, you're going to have this space to actually name your template. So let's say we're going to create a real estate buyer's guide. And then over here, you're going to have your share button, which is actually going to let you share this with other people or your team if you have one. And if you come down here, you see a share a link to edit. If you copy and share this link, it's going to allow anyone you send that link to be able to access your design and change it. But be careful because they are actually going to be working with the original design. If you click the little drop down, you're going to see that you can share a link as a template or share a link to view. So if you want to just let people view your design without editing, then you'd want to say share a link to view. But if you actually want to share your design and not have people actually editing your main design, then you're going to want to share as a template. This feature, though, as you can see with the little crown, is only available in the Canva Pro. The next item is going to be your download button. So if you click here, it's going to give you some different options. And then over here in this drop down, it's going to give you a couple of other options for printing, downloading, sharing, sharing to Facebook, etc. Over here on the left sidebar is going to be your primary menu items, and this is where you'll be able to access all the elements, photos, and everything else for your design. The first button, as you can see, is the templates. So Canva gives you a bunch of different templates that you can work with. So which is why I love Canva and why it's definitely one of the best editors or design platforms out there. Not only because of the different capabilities it has, but because of all the different designed or pre-designed templates that they have available to you. So just scrolling through here, you will see some different like flyers and other templates that fit this letter sizing. So we're just going to go ahead and let's say we want, let's go with a resume. So once you click on the design, you're going to see that it loads right into your canvas. And now you have the ability to start editing the design. So the next item you're going to see is your uploads, and this is what's going to show all of your currently uploaded images. So obviously if you have nothing, it won't show anything here. And to upload something, you're just going to click this upload an image or video button. And that's going to open up a little browser to go through your computer and then just select an image and upload it right here to Canva. So the next item here is going to be the photos button, and this is all of the available stock photos by Canva. Now you can scroll through, and when you hover, you'll actually see if they are free, or if they usually have like a little crown icon, that means that they are only available with the Canva Pro account. That's not to say that you can't still use them in a free account, but when you go and try to download your design, they're going to ask you to purchase that image so that you can actually download it without the crosses through the image. And I'll kind of show you what that might look like. So see here, I've typed in house in this little search bar. So that's going to allow me to search for different, images by keywords. And when I come down here, I'm going to see that this one has a little crown and these ones do too. So that means that they're only available with the Pro account. Or if I select one, I'm going to click and drag it. And then I'm going to just drop it into this image frame that I had on my design canvas. And if you kind of see, you can see that it says Canva and has these cross hatches in it. So let me just zoom. So that's going to be this area down here. So right now I'm at a 51% zoom. If I go to, let's say 100, you're going to see the image a lot clearer. And again, you can kind of see that branding and the cross hatching that Canva places on the images that you need to purchase. Okay, so the next item is going to be elements, and this is going to be where most of the elements or shapes and image frames are going to be found for Canva. When you scroll through here, you see the different menu items like recently used, featured, grids, shapes, frames, stickers, charts, gradients, and more. Now for the grids, this is going to be what you can use to place your images. If you mouse over a little bit, you'll see this little see all. And if you click that, that's actually going to show you all of the grids that Canva has available. If I exit out of here, it's going to take me back to the main elements menu. And again, I can just kind of scroll through here and see what they have available. Or I can come up here in the search bar and start searching for what I might be actually looking for. So let's say I want a circle, and that's going to show me some different element shapes that Canva has available. The next one is going to be text. So Canva actually does offer some different text templates, I guess you could call them, where they are grouped specifically, so it is easier or quicker for you to create visually appealing text elements. Or you can just click the simple add a heading, subheading, or body text. Now, if you're just looking to add a line of text or even a whole page of text, you can click any one of these. It simply just adds predefined styling to that text. So as you can see, a heading's a little bit bigger and bolder, the subheading's a little smaller, and then the body text is even smaller than that and not as bold. Again, if you just click on one, it's going to add it right to your design canvas. The next one is going to be backgrounds, and this is going to be different textures and patterns to apply to the background of your design. So it gives a bunch of different patterns, textures. You can just browse through and click a solid color. Now, if I kind of scroll through here and just click one, you'll see that now it's added the background to my design canvas. Now, obviously, I want to keep mine blank, so I'm just going to go back over and I'm going to click white. So the next item is going to be your folders, and again, Canva does allow you to create up to 2 folders with a free account. And so you might create a folder with different designs for, you know, your buyers or sellers. And let's say you're in a new design, but you remember that you had a page in one of your old designs that you want to access. So if I had a folder here, I could kind of go through and pick that design, and then it will show me all the pages, and then I could apply that page to the design. Okay, so I want to start designing my template here. So I'm just going to click this little arrow that is going to hide the side menu. And when I come over here, every element on my canvas is clickable and editable. So see here, this tan or black, these are going to be different shapes that are on your design. And when I click them, this is going to open up this top bar. And this is where you're going to see most of all the editing capabilities on the different elements. So here for a shape, I have the ability to change the color. And this is going to be the color swatch here. If you click this, this is going to open up all of the colors available. Now, you can either start typing in the search bar for a specific color that you're looking for. You can click this multicolored box to search through different colors, or you're going to actually see this document colors. So this is going to show you all the colors that are currently being used in this design. Another great feature that Canva now has is it shows photo colors. So if you actually have a photo on your design canvas, it's going to show you kind of the primary colors in that image. And it kind of gives you a cool place to select colors from the actual image that you're using in the design. So obviously I'm going to go here and click this little multicolored box, and this is going to let me kind of go through. I can click and drag into different colors. I can click this slider to change the color. Let's say I'm going to go with a teal. That looks good. Another thing with this top menu, like for shapes, you're going to see it has this position, this paintbrush, the opacity, has link, and then a lock, a duplicate, and trash. So while I'm selected on my shape, let's say I click it and start moving it around. So again, I'm just clicking and dragging with my mouse to place it somewhere else on the canvas. Now let's say I want it to actually be centered. I'm going to click this position button, and this is going to open to let me know where it's layered or where it's aligned on the canvas. So right now you can kind of see that there's this kind of outline of the shape. So the shape is actually bigger than what I'm seeing here, but it's kind of hidden behind this, tan shape. So if I click the forward button here, it's actually going to bring it forward on top of the other elements. Now, if I want on top of everything, I'm going to click to the front. And now I have my shape on top of all these other elements that are on the canvas as well. Now, again, like I said, if I want to have it centered, I'm going to click the center button. And you'll see that it's now moved my shape from off the side to the actual center of the design. I can put it to the top. I can move it to the right or the left or back to the center. Now let's say I want to actually make this shape a little see-through. So again, I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to click this opacity or transparency button. And this is going to let me slide and go from 100 to 0. So obviously at 0, you're not going to see the shape color at all. But let's say I want it at, let's put it at 40. So now at 40%, you can actually still see some of the elements that are behind the shape. And this is kind of cool when you want to give a little color to, an image, or let's say you have an image in the background, but you want to put text and it's not easily readable because the text is too dark or too light on the image. You could place a transparent shape over that image and then just change its opacity so that you can then place text on top of it and it'll be more readable over that image that you had. Now, when you're on a shape or an element, it's always going to have this border, and this is where you can easily change the dimensions of that shape. So if you just click and drag on certain either sides or corners, you'll see that it makes it bigger or smaller. If you hold down the shift button while you drag, it's actually going to make it so when you're dragging it, it keeps the current ratio. Now, if I want to remove this item from my canvas, all I have to do is tap my backspace or delete button, and it's going to remove it completely. Okay, so let's change the text. When I select on that, it's going to open your top bar menu options. From here, you have your font choices, which is going to allow you to view all the fonts available in Canva. Again, if it has a little crown, then it's only available through the Pro account. You can change the size. You can change the color. You can change the style from bold, italics, underline. Now, some fonts you will find don't have any of these style options available, and that's just font style specific. You can also change the alignment of the text. So this one is currently centered. If I click this button, it's going to change it to the left, or justified, or to the right, and then again to center. I can create a bolded list. So if I click on this, it's going to give me bullets. If I click it again, it's going to give me numbers. And then again, it's going to remove it. The next one is going to be spacing. So this can actually change the spacing of the letters or the line height. So for you to actually see this a little bit better, I'm going to click on this, this text box here. Now again, click on the spacing. If I change the letter spacing, you can kind of see how the spacing between each letter gets bigger or smaller. And then with line height, again, if you drag this, it's going to show the space between the lines of text get bigger or smaller. Now, as you can see, I actually have some elements that are grouped, and because I have this selected, it's going to give me this ungroup option. But let's say I have items that aren't grouped. Now, if I select one item and then hold my shift button down and then select another item, it's going to show me this group option. So that's actually going to allow me to group two or more elements together. If I click this group button, it's now going to make this one element, which really helps when you're trying to size different elements together or move them on the canvas together. So now that you see that I grouped it, it actually brought this shape to the front. I'm just going to ungroup them. And now you can see that they're separated again. But when they're grouped, I can actually move them around. I can size them. So I'm just going to click this here, and then I'm going to change the position to the back so I can see all my other elements again. Now on text or images, again, you kind of have this link button. So if you have a specific shape or text box selected, Canva now allows you to add a link onto that box. And this is going to be handy for when you're creating your PDF downloads. If you have it selected, you'll just click the link button. You'll enter in the URL here and then just click apply. Now let's say that I want to have an element locked in place. So if I'm like moving around elements, I don't want to accidentally, click that and then move it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it and then click this lock button. Now I can easily go here and play around with some of the other elements on top of this shape without being worried that the shape is going to move. Next, I want to talk about some of the elements that we have available. So again, I showed you over here on the left side, the elements bar. I'm going to just exit out of what I searched for recently. You're going to have the grids or the image frames available, which is where you can drag images into. I'm just going to select this circle. Obviously, we already had one in our design, but I want to select a new one to kind of show you how they work. Now, if I come over here and just size it down, again, you're going to kind of see this blank space or a little image that they have placed in here. And this is just kind of like a placeholder. So when you come over, you can either go to your uploads or to the Canva stock photos. Now all you have to do is click and drag on any one of these photos and drag it on top of your image frame or grid. Let go of your mouse and you'll see that the image drops right into that space. Now let's say that the image is, clearly a little bit larger than the shape here. I can actually double click on the shape and it's going to show me the original image size. So let's say I want to move this over a little bit and show a little bit more of that sunset. So I'm just going to click and drag the image inside here. And then when I'm done, I'm going to click done. And now you see that the image has moved within that shape. The next thing that I want to show you is some of the different shapes and elements that Canva has. So again, with shapes, if you click the see all, you're going to see a lot of different shapes that you can edit. And so let's say I'm just going to click on this square. And now I'm just going to drag this somewhere. Again, I'm going to kind of drag either the corners, top, bottom, or sides to resize that. Again, and then that's going to open your top menu options as well. Now let's say I want to add a cool little graphic. I can come down to, let's see, I'm going to go see what they have for stickers. Canva now has a lot of different animated stickers. These are going to be really good for your social media posts or like Instagram stories. Let's see. Maybe I want to add like a heart. So I could just select this and type in heart, click enter. And this is going to show me all the different like icons and graphics that Canva has preloaded. Again, if you do see a little crown, those are going to be only available with the pro account. Again, you can use them. Let's see, I'm just going to select one here. When you select it, if it is for a pro account, again, you're going to see these cross hatchings in the Canva logo, as well as this remove watermarks. So again, you're only going to see this on the design canvas itself. When you actually go to download the design, Canva is going to ask you to purchase this image before it allows you to actually download. So now that I have this element on my canvas, you can see I can, manipulate the size of it as well, like anything else. I'm going to move it around here on my design canvas. And now you actually see some of the other options available for elements. Now, each one may have its own unique settings. Like some may come in one standard color. Some might have a couple of different color options. But so again, if you just click on the color swatch, it's going to allow you to select different colors. And now you can kind of see how that changes. You also have your crop, your flip, and then some of the other menu items from before as well. So another thing with the position tool is that you can align different elements together. So let's say my text box was a little off to the left of my square here. I could actually select both items by clicking one, holding down my shift button, clicking another, and then clicking the position button, and then I can say center. So now you can see that the text is actually now centered within this box. Now let's say I want to copy. So now let's say I want to copy this whole block. I'm going to just click down and then drag my mouse to select the items. Again, if you have something behind here, it might, select that too, and you don't want that. So again, that's where that locking feature comes in. Now, if I hold down my Option key or my Alt key, and when I have this selected, and then I'm just going to click and drag it, you're going to see that it's actually going to duplicate that and move it in line right where I've dragged it to. So this is really good for if you're creating like a list of items or something that may not specifically be in a bulleted list, but different elements that you want to have the same or formatted the same. This is where also that paintbrush comes in handy. So let's say I clicked one of my text boxes. I'm going to select, I'm going to change the color, I'm going to change the font type. Now when I have it selected, I'm going to click these ellipses and it's going to show me this paintbrush. So I'm going to click on this copy style, and then whatever I select or click on next is going to copy the style from that previous text box and paste it into this text box. Also, when you're in this color menu, if you change the color of a box, Canva now can tell the different shapes that are all that previous color. So like right now, most of all my boxes are, or all the boxes that are that dark gray color. When I change this one box, it gives you this option down here. It says change all items or elements that are this dark gray to this green. If I click that, you're going to see that now all of my dark gray elements have changed to this green color. Now this is really good, again, when you're going through like the branding templates, that if you see something but you prefer a different color, you can just change one item, then select this change all, and it will change all those items in that design quickly for you without having to go one by one. Now I'm just going to unselect it and go back to my original color. So let's say I make a mistake and I accidentally change a color or a font or something to an element, and I realize I don't like that change. I can either click this undo button at the top or press the Control or Command key along with the Z key, and that's going to actually undo what I just did. Let's say oh no, I actually do like that change. So I can just click this redo button or Command Y on my keyboard, and again, it will change it back. So now that I'm kind of made the edits that I like, I think we are good to go. Again, you know, Canva does automatically save all of your designs, so no need to actually, you know, click file and save every time you make a change. So let's say we are ready to download our design. I'm going to come up here to the little download button, and Canva is going to give you a few different selections. So obviously, depending on what template you chose, it may default to like a JPEG or PNG, but because obviously I had selected more of like a flyer PDF type, it is defaulting to the PDF file type for download. And when you click when you click the drop down menu, you're going to see that it is clicking or selecting the PDF print option. Now this is going to be a more high quality version of the PDF, and it's going to be good for actually printing. But if you're using this PDF as like a freebie or a lead magnet, something that you're going to upload to like your website, you don't want it taking up a lot of bandwidth. So what we're going to do is select PDF standard. And again, I showed you that I had a premium image here on my design, and now it's trying to show, you know, get me to pay and download that image. So obviously I'm not going to do that right now, but I just kind of want to show you again the different menu items here from when you're ready to download. A JPEG is going to be your standard image style for anything on the web, you know, for maybe an actual image or for social media posts or a Facebook cover. Pretty much all the images that you're going to create, you're going to want to save as a JPEG. With a pro account, you can actually change the quality or file size, but with a free account, it just typically sets you to 80%, which is going to be generally fine for wherever you're uploading it to. If you want to choose the PNG, this is going to be best for transparent background images, so like your logo. If you're going to want to download that without the white background, you're going to want to select the PNG. So Canva also does have the video and GIF availability here. The video is going to be, some of those videos that they have in there, and then the GIF is going to be kind of like a short clip. If you animate anything on the board, which you can kind of see it has this animate button, that's going to actually save normally as an MP4 video. Now let me quickly actually show you that too. So let's say I had a social media image that I was creating. Obviously for this presentation that I've created, I'm not going to animate this, but if I did have like a social media post that I wanted to animate, Canva recently released this option, which is if I click animate, it's going to give me a couple of different options like block, fade, pan, rise, and then they have a few different options that you can select. Again, some of these are also only going to be available in the Pro account. So let's say I like this block feature. I'm going to click the download, and as you see, it's going to go right to MP4 video. So when I download that, it's going to download to my computer as an MP4 file, and then I can then upload it to like social media as a video as well. So I hope you guys have found this helpful, and if you have any other questions in regards to Canva or some of the basic elements and how to move something or how to group something, any questions at all, I hope you reach out to me. That is at help@thecuratedagent.com, and I can't wait to see your designs. Bye.